Hi all. I wanted to talk with you about why do murderers, thieves always get their opportunities to kill, steal. So, if you want to know in a nutshell or very quickly, very simply, it's it's a trap. It's a trap to catch them because obviously they're expressing something, a deep hate of wanting to kill someone or steal something from somebody. So they obviously expression and emotion, and they are up, and obviously they are hurt by the fact that they're stealing something from somebody or killing somebody. They're obviously hurt, so that's why they're going out and doing these type of things. And with the thief, they're obviously suffering, and they have poverty a lot on them, and sometimes it's a drug problem. So, and but with the murdering, very little of it is to do with suffering. Not all of it is to do with suffering, but sometimes they people murder because of popularity. They want to be popular. It's it's very it's a very evil thing to do, and a very wicked thing to do, because you it's not nice to kill somebody just for popularity. But I don't believe if they are if they are if they don't have no remorse, then surely they won't get away with their crime. If there is a God that exists, if there is a God that exists and somebody murders, they cannot they will never get away with the crime, because it wouldn't make any sense for it wouldn't make any sense for somebody to do this kind of murder and get away with it in death. Not just that, we should always try and have a comfort in the fact that these murderers can't get away with murdering or stealing. So not just not just that, the reason and also with that, the trap, in order to catch them, there is a trap to catch them as well, because as soon as they make their first murder and their first stealing, they they are laying the gauntlet, if you like. They're laying it out, if I'm using the right words, the word gauntlet. They are laying themselves out for a trap, because it's not a case of if it's not a case of if they get the if they get the if they get caught. It's a case of when they get caught stealing or murdering. And we're in the 21st century now, so with technology and that, people don't get away with murder and stealing for that long, especially big money, huge money, and huge murders and horrific murders. And even when it's just one person that gets murdered, they are easily caught. And it depends on, I mean, murders from back in the day, like in the 70s and 60s, which is not very often in the 60s, from what I vaguely understand. Murders that go on for 30 years, 20 years, and they can't find any result. I mean, there's a lot of complications with that as well. I can't you can't we can't just say there is not enough there's not enough evidence. The evidence is out there, but it's a case of just finding the right time, and the and the and the people doing the investigations, the police and the the police and this and the police and the authorities that's doing the research and the investigating. It's the case of just them giving themselves over to that time to be able to focus on that particular task. Although I know they have many other tasks to do it, but they should also employ more staff to do the job properly, and a dedicated team to do that task. So, but evil will never be successful, because evil and wickedness is a deform of good, because and evil is the opposite of good. And no crime will never be solved, even if they take it with them to their graves. They will have to pay for it in the afterlife in some way, if they're not remorseful. Because there is, as my conscience is clear, I cannot believe somebody will die and get away with their crimes. It's virtually impossible. You can see it when you bring up a child. When a child misbehaves, they 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 get told off by the parent. And and every human being needs support, whether it's spiritually or physically. Every human being needs support. And with that, if you do a crime, they and with that they sorry with that crime, there has to be a God, because somebody has to pay for what they're wrong, the mistake that they made. That person that has done that mistake has to pay for it, because it's you're cheating somebody of that pain, that anguish. You're cheating when they don't pay for it, the criminal. And yeah, I know people, when harm has been done to them, they lack the belief of God. They become very hostile and angry towards God. But if I can only encourage you, find comfort in the fact that the 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 person that did the crime against you, they just just have the hope that they will not get away with it. And 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 don't try not to dwell on it if you can. I know it's a hard thing to say for me to say to you, but I'm saying it in a way that doesn't destroy you. Because the reason why I say that is because if we try if we if somebody murders or steals something serious from us, and it hurt and in the end it hurts us so badly that we can't cope with life. That's what I'm trying to steer away from, and encourage you not to be soaked into that. Because if we try to be soaked into being a victim and being hurt by the criminal that's now in jail, or maybe not in jail yet. If we get hurt by the criminal, and we go on dwelling on it all the time and being hurt by it, and don't want to have any rest in it, then that means the criminal is going to win. And we have to do our best not to show our upset. Obviously, express your emotions. You're free emotions. Yeah, freely express your emotions to be hurt. Definitely express your emotions to be hurt. however you see fit, or however you feel comfortable in doing. Definitely express your emotions. Definitely express your emotions. Don't don't harbor, or don't cling on to your emotions. Let go of your emotions. Let yourself be free in how you want, to express yourself in a way that you don't have to keep it in all the time. When you're hurt by somebody that steals from you, or murdered someone that you know. and and also when somebody purposely murders. I know it's very hard to forgive at that present time when it happens. But sometimes we eventually, when we when the years go by, and and time goes by, I know it makes it more, I'm sure it makes it more difficult to try and cope with life with that. But we should, if you can, try and use the pain and control it. Not control, not well, what I'm trying to say is that use the pain to 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 ride on the pain is what I'm trying to say. Ride on your pain, and don't let it control you, if you can. I'm not trying to tell you these things to condemn you or judge you, or just or to have a stiff upper lip. But 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 soar above your pain. Soar above your disappointment. Soar above your hurt, your inward hurt and pain. Soar above it, and eventually you'll become a better person, a much stronger and fighting fit person, spiritually and physically. And with that, you I'm sure you will enjoy life more and more. Obviously, you won't be the same when somebody when somebody when somebody you know of as is murdered, or yeah, or somebody steals something from you that is that is catastrophic. Because some people can steal things, and it can end they can end up dying for it, or end up being disabled for it. So yeah, but I'm not trying to give you this video. I'm not trying to do this video to condemn anyone or judge anyone, or try to try to try to make somebody's life a misery. I'm just trying to encourage you that, just try and find hope in your circumstances. Try and find peace in your circumstances. And eventually, when you're ready, and only when you're ready. I know some people I know some people don't want to forgive, and some people cannot forgive. But see where your emotions lie 5 years, 10 years down the line. But I can't answer for you. You have to take it in your own step. But I can only encourage you to try your best to forgive if you can, and only if you can. But it is good to forgive. It's a huge benefit to you, and to people, and to others around you, because it releases the weight off your shoulders, the burden off your shoulders. But if you cannot forgive, I will pray with you. But I'll pray with you just to find a peace of some sort. But I'm not trying to pray you. I'm not trying to pray for you to forgive. I'm just praying for you to to have peace in your heart and mind and body in these circumstances, whenever somebody, when somebody has murdered somebody that you know. So yeah. mm. So that's really all I have to say in this video, I'm afraid. I wish I could go on, but I think some 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 of some of my viewers probably don't really want me to go on. So let me just pray before I finish. So Heavenly Father, thank you for past, present, and future. Pray for healing and restorations in our hearts and minds, Father, whether we want to forgive or not. Help us to understand the importance of being peaceful in our circumstances. Help us to have that peace that help us to have that peace, oh God, that surpasses understanding. Help us to have that contentment in our hearts and minds, oh God. Help us to be free in our emotions, to express how we feel of being victims of murder or crime, oh God. Pray you restore